Hey there, Matt here. I wanted to take you through, or Matt here again, I want to take you through and actually show you the T40. Now the T40 is the next level up from the T35. I'll take you right through it, but you're probably thinking, well, why to buy the T40 rather than the T35? A little bit narrower. As far as hydraulics goes, it's got an extra circuit. If you come in a little bit closer, I'll show you. You've got your circuit for your 4-in-1, then you've got an extra circuit here. Now, these three fittings, sometimes when you're using a stump grinder, or perhaps you're using a, some of the trenches will need three, so you've got that extra fitting because the stump grinder would use both these setups, okay? As far as the overall operation of the machine, the design, probably a little bit better. What would you also get it? Instead of a Yanmar engine, it's got a Perkins engine. So they're similar machines, but this is a little bit better in a few different situations. If you come over here a lot closer, I'll show you the controls, etc. So basically, as far as controls go, you've got your gauges, warning lights, etc. Everything pretty much as normal. Your control for your arm back and forth on the bucket, etc. This is your throttle right here. You've got your travel speed, that's low, and then you've also got high. You could hear the fuel pump running there. And then you've got your two auxiliary circuits to obviously open the bucket up or use whatever you do. And then your left and right hand drive. So pretty easy to drive. One advantage of this over the T35 as well, it's a lot more sturdy to stand on here. And standing on the back, there's not a spring on the back. And the way the back is designed, it doesn't fold up, so it's a lot more solid. If you want to lift it up, you can, but all you do is just basically take this bolt out and then fold it up. So a little bit different as far as the design goes, okay? In here, you got a little bit of sort of, let's call it your lunchbox. Who knows, you can put a stubby holder there if you want. Not that I'm condoning that, but you got your little toolkit in here. There's quite a bit of room in there to put some bits and pieces as you're going, as you're moving around. As far as on the other side of the machine, if you swing around here, obviously you've got your fuel tank, being Yanmar, it's 35 horsepower Yanmar, so you've got your diesel, you've got your diesel tank there, which is all pretty straightforward. Your fuel gauge, which feeds straight back to there. Coming around here, I'll probably come in from the other side, and might be a little bit easier to show you. Coming around here, obviously all your hydraulic fittings, and then your quick release fittings here. Slightly different design here as far as the bucket going up and down goes. The bucket's slightly wider than the machine. Probably worthwhile showing you here in the back as well. If you swing around here, alloy radiator, so keeps it nice and cool. Very, very solid, well designed. Like this, you can't see in the video, but there's a lot of weight in this door. It's not flimsy by any means. Track-wise, tracks are pretty good. You got your big area at the back here, and then your adjuster, etc. comes around. So quite a well designed track. Obviously, you can adjust tracks through the bolt there. As far as looking inside. As far as looking inside the actual machine, like when you actually fire it up, literally it hums. Like, that's got a bit of revs there, so turn it down. As far as, like, obviously you understand the operation of it, but I'm just gonna lift this up and show you inside the actual machine. So we turn that off. And if you come over here a little bit closer, you might wanna come in from this side for a tick. Come right around. This is a sort of must do as far as you're operating on the machine. This safety bar, if you're ever going into under the, call it the bonnet if you want, you need this safety bar. It's just in, through here, and across here. You want that in no matter what. It's pure safety. You know, the chances of the hydraulics is failing is very, very low, but nevertheless, if it did, you don't want to be under it. So for your own satisfaction, your own safety, you really want to make sure that you've got that bar in every time. Little bonnet catch here, I guess you'd call it. Whoops, there she goes. Little bonnet catch here, down there. Your pumps, you've got, if you look a little bit closer in here, obviously the back of your Yanmar engine, you got one pump here and you got another dry pump in underneath, access to your hydraulics, air filter, etc. One slight downside is checking your oil. There's a plate on this side where you just got to take that plate off to check the oil. So if you're checking every couple of days, there's a couple of bolts. It's just, call it, you know, maybe it's not the greatest idea, but still nevertheless effective. You're cooling, you can access everything easily. Sight glass for your hydraulics is here. Probably bearing in mind, the number one thing with operating machines is you need to make sure that you keep them clean. You know, if you let dirt build up in your tracks, you'll damage your drive motors and stuff like that. Let them build up rock solid, etc., etc. So I'll put this back down and drop it down, and then we'll talk about a little bit about operation of the machine. Obviously, you're pulling your bar out because you're not going to get far with that. And we'll swing out through here. And so why would you buy this over the T30? Look, it can partly personal taste. It looks probably a little bit more aggressive, which is good, okay? Slightly different driving style on the machine. You've got your drive, you come closer again. You've got your drive motors here, whereas your buckets here, sort of the opposite of the T35. Still very, very good machine. You can see your hydraulics a lot easier there as well. Your second circuit and your Yanmar motor is also a step up from the Perkins. It's like another level above it, okay? So just fire it up here quickly. Digital hour meter, everything's pretty simple, pretty easy to sort of look after. Got a bit of speed in the hydraulics. Obviously your quick release pins swaps out for anything. Bit of revs. It's pretty smooth, pretty quiet machine operating wise. That's in low. Even in low, running the workshop, but you get the idea. It's reasonably quick. Bit more revs. Reasonably quick in low. Put it in high, flick this forward. She's a little rocket, so now obviously height-wise in the bucket, it's a pretty quick machine, so I'll turn it off so you can hear me. Self-leveling, etc. So it's a pretty quick little machine, so you want to have your wits about it. Obviously, if you're driving it flat out every day, you're flogging the machine, so it's horses for course. It's like driving your car every day. If you're driving it like flat out, hard on the brakes, etc., you wear it out more, you take a little bit more care of it, but it can go quick if you're going long distances. Great machine. All your grease points are very, very easy to access. If you're looking at downsides, really probably your only downside is this little plate where you got to take off for the oil. That's all I can really think of, and maybe the plate on the back if you want to fold it up, but most people won't. Not really a big problem if you think about the big scheme of things, right? So if you want to get one, what do you want to do? What do you need to do? Well, first you've got two options. You've got the package on the trailer, okay? You've also got the 3900 combo that you can have with this. And then also you've just got the machine by itself. As far as finance goes, it's a matter of just having a conversation. You've got to be working. You've got to have good credit rating. It can be either business or a job working wise. I'm putting in direct contact with a finance broker. You have a chat with him. He'll go through, get you sorted out with the finances. If you want on the trailer, like I said, same deal. Rego, we can do New South Wales and Queensland. As far as Rego goes in other states, everything, I'm talking on a trailer now. If you're getting it then, it's basically we get it delivered to you. It comes on the back of a truck and it's unloaded. It's like door to door, but the trailer physically needs to be there if you're getting the trailer package. Other than that, prices are below. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward machine. Really good machine. Yanmar engine, that's full Japanese. So it's basically got Japanese, American and Italian running gear in it, okay? Really good, solid, well-designed machine. If you want one, reach out, let's have a chat, and we can talk and get you organised in a T40. Good machine, you'll never look back.